Protests are being held this week here in London by those whose Syrian family members have gone missing. The group has covered an entire London bus with hundreds of framed photographs of imprisoned family members in its attempt to raise awareness. Big Ben is going to miss more than 200,000 chimes after being silenced for repairs. Well, that's the number of people believed to be detained by the regime of President Bashar al-Assad. Syrian women will be singing Big Ben's missing bongs to remember loved ones disappeared by the Assad regime. With me is Noura Ghazi al-Safad. And Noura, I want to hear something about your story first, because you heard the awful news just this year.
Yeah. I'm a human rights lawyer for 14 years. Actually, I became a human rights lawyer because of my father's detention, that I promised him 20 years ago that I will defend all the political prisoners and prisoners of conscience. In the beginning of uprising in Syria, I met my husband in a protest. And we fell in love and we got engaged, but he was arrested 2 weeks before our wedding. And after 10 months, I could visit him in the central prison in Damascus, and we got married in the prison. And I spent almost 3 years visiting him 3 times a week. And he was transferred 2 years ago to the military field court. And lately, I have confirmation, and I announced that he was executed.
You found that out just a couple of months ago?
Yes.
And you continue to speak out?
Yes.
Have you been threatened for doing so?
Actually, I'm living in Syria and I want to stay in Syria, and that's why I don't mind any risk I will take for this. And I think because I always speak about all the people, all the detainees with all the parties of conflict in Syria, and I have this courage to stay, and I don't know how much threat I'm under, but I want to take this risk. I can be honest to tell you that, yes, I'm scared, but I want to go back.
And you are a lawyer, yeah. You are used to speaking out, and so I suppose you feel you are doing this for other women who don't have your education, your voice.
Actually, this other woman inspired me, and they give the value and the meaning to my life. So that's why we released the group of Families for Freedom. We didn't know each other before, and we just was coordinated for this campaign for the detainees and disappeared in Syria. So we released a movement, and we want to fight for all the detainees and disappeared with all the conflict parties in Syria. We consider ourselves that we represent each family in Syria which has a detainee or disappeared. So this is very important. I consider myself that I'm responsible of all the women and families in Syria.
Forgive me if this is a stupid question. Can you speak out at all, give interviews at all within Syria, or only outside?
Actually, in Syria, no, I can't do this, but I'm okay. I can make my job in limited way, but it's okay for me. But yeah, I used to speak with BBC all the time. I be in a conference or a workshop or like this tour, so it's okay for me. It's just very embarrassed, and I think a little bit I have a little bit risk, because the people in Syria know me because they see me in the TV, and this is puts me in some kind of troubles.
Well, Noura Ghazi al-Safad, we appreciate your story and your courage in coming to talk to us. Thanks for giving us your time.
Thank you.